Now, I am aware it is kind of pointless to do something like this once the LP is over, and some of this information was already, kind of revealed in the course of the story. But I just feel like some of this stuff is like really worth going over because I don't know, I really like this kind of storytelling in video games where you're going through it, you're minding your own business, enjoying the story as is, and then you get to that like one point where there's just a huge plot twist, but then you look back over all the things you passed, or if you're giving the game another playthrough, you start noticing like the little tips and hints that the game was throwing at you to prepare you for that twist or to tell you the story. And I don't know, I just think that's a great touch in video games that not too many do. Like the Bioshock series really does that. Like there's tons of foreshadowing and neat little hints that you won't catch your first time through, or in some cases even your second time through. And I've even noticed that with Bravely Default, which I still currently playing through. Yeah, it takes me forever to get through RPGs, but even with that, like I got to a point where there was like a huge plot twist, and then going back and looking at some of the other little things that happened throughout the game, I don't know, it just blew my mind. Like, oh my god, how did that fly under the radar? Or I didn't think anything of it at the time. And that really is the case with this game. I mean, for example, like even in the very first scene of the game, you wouldn't think to really pay too much attention to that letter. I mean, all it is just saying like, oh, dear Jack, your parents, we love you, but would you kindly wait until, and like you don't make anything of that. But later on, when you're talking to Andrew Ryan, you see the rest of that letter and it's just coordinates. And inside the box was a gun. But early in the game, you're just popping this in. You're not thinking like, oh, this character I'm controlling is going to hijack a plane. Then again, why would you think that? Just from a letter from his parents. But even the fact that they throw "would you kindly" at you that early in the game, and all throughout the game you hear Atlas just telling you like, would you kindly, but you don't make anything of that until you get to that big moment where Andrew Ryan reveals everything for you. Or like even in Fort Frolic, when you're learning about Jasmine Jolene, how she was a mistress for Andrew Ryan and how they had a kid together. But she tried to keep it a secret and sold it. And like she mentions Tenenbaum and Fontaine and stuff. But of course, you're not going to make too much out of that until you start piecing everything together. And I sort of like that, like, because in Hephaestus, Andrew Ryan is beginning to poke holes into all these things. Like, how did you end up here? Like, the fact that you ended up at this exact spot in the middle of the ocean, that's not a coincidence. That's a miracle. And he's sort of like putting the doubt in your mind too, like, well, he does have a point, and yeah, this doesn't make sense either, and what is up with that? And I kind of like that because it's sort of like as Andrew Ryan is beginning to figure these things out, you're beginning to figure them out too. And I mean, hell, just look at the scene like right where you're about to go up to Ryan's office. You notice that there's no turrets, no splicers, and nothing stopping you. And even Ryan himself says, now that I really look at you, and like I see you flesh to flesh, face to face, I see that I cannot harm you. That's when he figures out that you're his son. And at that point, like that's when you're supposed to figure out like everything isn't what it seems. And oh, that's just a neat touch right there. It all culminates with that room before his little, what's the word I'm looking for? His quarters? Yeah, with lack of a better term. Just where he's playing golf, enjoying himself. And in that room, you sort of see where he himself was piecing everything together with surveillance camera pictures of you with your fake family and the house you were staying at, and like how he's just piecing together the different connections like between Fontaine and Tenenbaum and Suchong. And I mean, even that picture he shows you where Suchong and Tenenbaum are with this weird looking baby. I mean, that was you during the process where they were giving you the lot 111 for that rapid growth and the mental conditioning. So I don't know, I just really like the storytelling in this game. It's just real subtle and neat, and the foreshadowing is great, and going back through this, you learn newer things that you didn't catch the first time. I mean, even with some of the NPCs that weren't really playing like that major of a role, I was beginning to like really listen to their stories and seeing how they connected to each other and everything. Yeah. So I don't know, it's just really neat to go back and listen to all these stories, and even then, I'm sure there was a few audio diaries I missed, and like just a few more things that went over my head that if I were to go back and watch them again, I would learn new things. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I really do love this game. Like, not only is every playthrough going to be different where you adopt different strategies or take different routes, you're also going to like find new things or learn new things and just see new things that you didn't quite catch the first time. So I guess that's part of the reason why I'm also recording this little addendum. Just really getting my thoughts out as to why I truly appreciate this game and love it so much. But yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I mean, I know some people might find faults in this game, but hey, to me, it's really good. So yeah, nothing much else to say here. Bioshock, great game. I love it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this was kind of pointless, but hey, whatever. I went and did it anyway. So thank you all for watching, and see you all next time for whatever is next to come. As for Bioshock 2, I don't know. Like, I didn't have any plans to do that during this LP, but I don't know. After playing through this and just like re-experiencing everything again, I really want to get Bioshock 2 up on this channel. Not sure when I will, though. But yeah, Bioshock 2, look forward to that. Just not sure when. Give you all something to look forward to. So until then, I don't know, why don't you just subscribe just to, stay up on when that's going to come up. And I'm not one of those little beggar types. You all can do what you want, whatever. All right, goodbye.